Hey y'all, welcome back to itslaroneppl, and in this video I'm finally going to answer those questions that you guys have submitted to me via Instagram, comment, DM under the last post for the video that I did where I asked you guys to put some stuff in the comment section below. Thank you to everyone who did submit questions to that. So getting right into this, I hope you guys can see my hair. I did a hot oil treatment and it was pretty good. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. I'll put some footage in here just to kind of tease you to check out that video of how I did my hot oil treatments. It's kind of the same. It'll be in the card section right here. So we're gonna jump right into it because I don't have much time. Before we get into the questions. So when I take out my hair, you guys know I don't like to manipulate dry hair. And even though I did that hot oil treatment, I still don't like to like completely manipulate it dry. If it's dry, like I use some coconut oil while I'm taking out my hair, or some kind of oil, and I use water, like a spray bottle. Both of these are really good, or both of these serve me well, and then I don't have to double oil when I'm done. So I just probably hit my scalp and call it good. But yeah, so first question on the docket, which is a really easy one. How often do you retwist your locks? Before, when I was early on starting out, I would go and get my hair retwisted monthly because I couldn't wait the extra 2 weeks that they always recommended. And as I started doing it myself, it became like, all right, then I really started listening to that every 4 to 6 weeks. So I started doing my hair early on. I think I have a picture of when I did it the first time. I put it right here. But now, today, this thing don't get twisted unless it needs to be retwisted, or if I'm going somewhere, like, and that somewhere I'm going gotta be like, all right, this is like one of the events I know I'm probably gonna take hella pictures at, or, oh, what did I do when I plaited this down, baby? So if you see me lean forward like that, it's just to get oil. But next question. How do you like the tight hole for your retwist? Do you ever plan, okay, so in sections, how do you like the tight hole for your retwist? I've tried, this is my second time using it. Being honest with you, I liked it. The first time I used it wasn't on clean hair. And I was just trying to do a refresh and I didn't kind of care for it. I was doing a lot. Like I was doing what I would normally do with my oil, and with that one you don't really need it so much. So now that when I did it on clean hair, I like it better. I don't know if it'll replace my go-to just yet completely. But I don't believe in wasting products, so I'll still use it, even though I'll just probably have to, it depends on what I'm doing, is probably what I'll use it for. But I do like it. I wouldn't tell you not to buy it. I think it's a very light product. But you know, products work differently on different hair types and hair textures, and it's kind of on preference too. I've just been so loyal to my other product that it's so hard to compare other things to it. Okay, do you ever plan on getting rid of your locks? No, maybe eventually. There's every journey has its ending. I don't know if I'll cut them completely off or just cut them, do like a big cut low. So, or what? I know I always had this thing where, you know, I would probably cut my hair, like do a big haircut the first time my kid gets a haircut and kind of have that moment together. But I don't know, that's still kind of, they've grown on me so much more now, so I really don't know just yet with that. And then next question is, how do you feel about people selling their locks? I didn't know people actually sold their locks. But I'm gonna look that up to see what that process is like, but Would you ever sell your locks? Probably not. I'll keep them. If anything, I'll keep them for me. Do you have photos of your lock journey from starters till now? I'll put that in a video, kind of lock journey so far up until now, but I have photos, not so much video. When's the next 30 days of lock style challenge? Maybe around that time of year again. I'll try to think of some stuff to do for that 30 days. I know I wanted to do something that was more friendly to the people, the people in their journey who are kind of shorter than mine. It's hard to do styles that are for shorter locks when having so much hair, because it still doesn't look the same and you don't get the same effect, but the look looks better at a lower length, at a shorter length than mine. But it's like, I'm not gonna walk out the house with my hair looking like that, if that makes sense, because the style isn't for me, it's for, I'm gonna figure it out. Coming soon, not like too soon, but next year, 2019. Give it some time. 2019. Okay, how long did it take your hair to officially look like locks? If you stood back, it looked like locks, because I started with the 2-strand twist. So if you stood back a little bit, you couldn't really tell that it didn't look like locks, because I started with some hair on my head. So yeah, I didn't have that really, I guess, ugly face type situation to where you couldn't tell what was going on in my head. But I'd say maybe a year in, like it fully looked like it was locked enough at the root to where I was going to get retwists and stuff like that, and it looked like locks. Where do you find inspiration to do some of your awesome styles? I need to have more fun with my locks, but I run out of ideas. Oddly enough, I do not get as much inspiration as you guys think from like other people with locks, if that makes sense. I'm weird, and sometimes like nature, I can get it from nature. I can get it from style, different type of interior design and stuff like that. It just comes. I'm like, ooh, what would this look like? Or I'll think where I want to go and how I want my hair to set the tone for that in my outfit in general. So very rarely I'll see another lock person with a style and be like, ooh, like it inspires me to go do it. If anything, it's a technique that I've seen on their hair, and it's like, let me figure out the technique, and then I end up just duplicating the style because I wanted to learn the technique. But never, very rarely, not never, very, very rarely does like me going down a lock page, do I go down a lock page looking for style inspiration for my hair. Okay, I need to like move. What are some good moisturizing products for locks, and what is the best hair care regimen for newly locked folks? I'm going to say, for the first part, water is going to be your best friend. Sorry to tell you, that's going to be the best thing to keep your hair moisturized. Water, water, water. The oils you use will help to seal in and kind of enhance that, but you know, don't be afraid to get in the shower. Like, put your hair up. Like, don't like just go crazy and wet your hair every day. But like, mist it. That's gonna help with kind of retaining water or moisture in your hair. I live by coconut oil. Some people don't. I feel like for me, it gets the job done for what I need it to do. So that's what I'm gonna recommend. And then, what's the best care regimen for newly locks? I say that kind of depends. If you went to a stylist to kind of get your locks done and you trust them, I'd say take their advice on what they're telling you, because they are the ones directly in your hair. And I know this channel, I'm not the biggest fan of a style, like not of a stylist, so let me not say that. But I believe I can do it on my own at this point, because I kind of been paying attention to my hair for a really long time, and I know what works, what doesn't work, and I know what to look for my hair at least. So for you, if you're going to your stylist and they're telling you to hey, moisturize 4 times a week, moisturize 4 times a week, because obviously they see something in your hair that's what it's calling for. So listen to them. If you're not, and you just kind of like are winging it, I'd say listen to your hair. because no one else is in it with you, you'll need to, I'm gonna say, moisturize it 3 times a week. Put water and then see what that does. If you feel dry, check your product. Best care regimen for newly locked folks. Drink water. Don't stress, because that causes breakage. So care isn't always product based. So I'm gonna say that, and I know we don't say that enough as YouTubers and stuff like that, but you can't be stressed and trying to grow anything, because it's not gonna grow fast enough. It's gonna grow at its own pace, so you just have to be patient. Don't play in your hair all day. I know you wanna touch and retwist and do all this stuff because it's new and it's exciting, but let it do its thing. And I think you guys will be very pleased with the results of letting it do its thing. When did you see a major change in the length of your locks? Months, years, or so? I saw a real, like, oh God, this is gonna sound bad. So I always thought I always thought my hair was longer than what it really was. I don't know why, but when I first got them, I was like, yeah, you can't tell me nothing. Shake, shake, shake. Here, like I was like the come in the club, shaking my dreads, throwing. I was that. You couldn't tell me they weren't shaking or nothing. They did a little shake, but they weren't shaking how I thought they were shaking. So when I really noticed that my hair had gotten long was when I moved to Atlanta, and it got time for me to really have to kind of do the full process of washing my hair and doing all this other stuff. I was like, Jesus, it's taking longer to dry, or it's taking more shampoo to wash. What's up? And then when I noticed the next time, so that was about maybe 3 years. 3 years is like the first real length growth. Like for lengthwise, yeah, 3 years. Next part I saw growth was maybe in 2015 when I would put my hair back in a low ponytail and it was like touching the middle of my back, and I was like, whoa, bitch. And people would comment like, oh God, where that hair came from? And I'm like, what you talking about? It's been here. I've been like had hair. Like, what are you talking about? But then I look back at older pictures of when I first met that person, or people who would say that, and I'm like, damn, yeah, we in there, bitch. What advice do you give about patience with grooming locks? That's a different question. It's usually like patience with growing them. Listen, I know I may get on here and say, oh, it's so easy. Oh, it's this, you can do it too. And the truth of the matter is, it is. You just have to have patience. You have to be diligent about doing, it's like right now, I'm about to get annoyed. You have to, what is going on? You have to be resilient when doing this stuff. So what I typically say is, pick a day. Like when you're first starting out doing your retwists and stuff like that, don't be trying to retwist and know you got somewhere to go to that same day, or hell, that same weekend. Pick a weekend, a day, and say, hey, I'm gonna sit here, and even if it's just doing 6 braids, even if it's doing like a couple of plaits, figure it out. Like, because it's gonna take you setting the time to figure it out, this grooming stuff, even down to washing, because a lot of people don't wash their hair correctly, and it's not even in the washing of itself, it's the rinsing. A lot of buildup comes when products have been just sitting on top of your hair, and when you go and you put shampoo and you wet it, it looks like it blends in, but it's not out of there. You need to wash until that water is clear. To be diligent and know that in time it gets easier, because you know what to look for. You know what part of your hair is going to give you hell. Like me, I struggle with this side of my hair because I do everything this way, and so to come over here, it'd be like working me. You see, I started on this. I started on this side because it was easier. I was like, okay, let's start with what feels normal. It's typically this side. So yeah, just figure out what works for you while grooming your hair, I'll say. Good question, Jeffrey. Can you give any in-depth tips to people who are just starting their lock? Know that it's a process, And when I say that, I kind of, this whole video is kind of like a pro tip for people who are looking to start locks. I wouldn't just say look at or watch people who are just starting their lock journeys, but look at those people who have been in it and kind of figure out what you want it to look like and follow those people. Find you someone who's at the ideal length you would want to be. Find someone who's in the part of your journey with you. If you could get somebody who's kind of going through that process with you in the beginning, that's clutch. You guys can kind of celebrate and, you know, be there for each other. That would be my best. I think that's the best advice for any new thing you start. Like, find the community you need for that, and it'll be what you need it to be. Okay, how do you keep your locks well moisturized? Every now and then I suffer from my locks being dry, but I don't like to pack them down with products. You don't have to put you don't have to put a lot of products. Honestly, don't. Water. That's what's gonna keep them moisturized. And then if you want to get a light sealing oil, like a carrot oil, like castor oil, I know it is thick, like it is a very heavy oil, but it works. But if you don't like the feeling of that, I would say carrot oil does really good. Almond oil is good. There's some other good stuff. Drop below what are some other light carrier oils, and do that. But just so water in that will get you really far. We're getting somewhere. For the person who asked this question, 3 times a week for where you live, because the humidity is already helping you out. You may be a little fuzzy, but you'll be okay. And when you wash your hair, rinse with cool water. Pro tip for the person who asked this question. I mean, it'll work for all of you, but pro tip for you especially. Palm roll or interlock? Palm roll, only because I palm roll. Preference wise, palm roll for me. For people who do heavy workouts and maybe swimmers and stuff, maybe interlocking may work a little bit better for you, because I hate to do a retwist or get my hair retwisted and go to the gym and work out and it be done. So yeah, it depends on the person, but my personal preference is definitely palm roll. So what are some of your favorite long-term styles? I love having my hair styled, but hate when they don't hold up. I think we all hate that. So let's start there. So typically I will do anything that gets me a 3-in-1, like 3 looks with 1 style. So for these braids, and for braids and twists, I will wear those. So I'll usually have fun with my braids, as you guys have seen in my playlist, and if from Instagram, most of you are here from that braid fun, me having fun with my plaits, my plaits. And then from there you get the, okay, well, I can wear these down. That's your style number 2. Style number 3 is the crinkled look, like the look this gives. And even as this waters down, you can still do so many different styles with this look. So that's my favorite kind of long-term style, because it'll get me far.